Welcome. If you've ever struggled to get clear, actionable call reports, then you're in the right place. Today we're introducing VoIP Detective, a powerful yet simple solution for call reporting. VoIP Detective supports several popular calling platforms, but in this video, we'll focus on Webex Calling and how you can easily generate the reports you need. At its core, VoIP Detective is designed for simplicity. Whether you're an administrator or an end user, reporting shouldn't be complicated. With VoIP Detective, admins can grant access to specific numbers or devices, so users can pull their own reports, saving time and reducing workload. In this video, we'll cover some key aspects of VoIP Detective and then dive into live reporting examples. But before we jump in, let's talk about licensing. First, there's VoIP Detective Free. It never expires. No time limits. You'll get 7 days of call data, and older records are automatically overwritten. You can export reports to CSV and enjoy free upgrades forever. Plus, admins can view error calls and isolate problems before they impact users. For organizations that need more power, we offer VoIP Detective Pro. With Pro, there's no limit on retained data. You can keep call records for years. There's also no restrictions on devices, users, or phone numbers. Reports can be exported in multiple formats like CSV, PDF, and Excel. Pro adds advanced features like busy hour reports, scheduled reports delivered by email, and full help desk support. And that's just the beginning. There's much more included. And here's the best part. We charge one price for all features. No hidden tiers or upsells. Just one straightforward price. You can find the details anytime at voipdetective.com. Now, let's jump into the live demo. We'll be using VoIP Detective in my lab to look at some real reports. I'm starting in a web browser and logging in as an administrator. Once logged in, we land on the admin dashboard. Here, you can get an overview of call activity across your organization. At the top, there's a graph showing the last 24 hours, calls per hour, and any calls errors that occurred. Scrolling down, you'll see detailed information about Webex callers and devices, giving you quick insight into your environment. Next, let's explore some available reports and see how easy it is to pull the data you need. Let's start with the Admin Search Report. This is designed for administrators to report on every aspect of your call data. On the left, you'll see options to include or exclude certain details. Hovering over any option brings up a tooltip with more information. On the right, you can choose the target of your search, like a specific number or extension. In this example, I'll leave this blank so that we can see all calls. We'll want to select a time frame. On the left, you can manually select a start and end date, but for this example, I'm going to use a predefined date of yesterday and hit search. Now we have our results. Here's what you'll see: the calling number, the called number, the time of the call and its duration. The answer indicator shows if a call was answered. Post redirection usually means voicemail. Call outcome tells us if the call was successful, and call outcome reason adds more details to that. The location is great if you have multiple physical sites configured in Webex, and ring duration shows how long the phone rang. Below the data, we can see an option to export these to CSV, PDF, or Excel. Let's click PDF and get an idea of what the report looks like. Want this report emailed to you on a recurring basis? Just click Make this search a tailored report. We're going to answer a few questions. I want this every day. I'd like this report to be delivered at 6 a.m. I want to know about what happened yesterday. Let's choose an Excel attachment, and let's send this to, and we click confirm. Success. At the bottom, we can easily change the time period without losing our settings. Let's switch this to monthly view. I'm going to report on this month. And as we scroll down, we'll see that since we have more than one day, we now have a graph that shows us calls per day. That's the admin search report. Next, let's move on to our next report. VoIP Detective doesn't just pull your call list from Webex. It also retrieves your list of licensed users. This user list is key to how our endpoint utilization report works. This report lets administrators cross-reference users created in Webex with the actual calls made in Webex Calling. It's a great way to see who is using their phone and who isn't. You can filter by a user's Webex display name, but for this example, we'll just hit search to show everyone. The results display the last time each user made a call in Webex. By clicking the last call column, we can sort the data by most recent activity. We can see here David and Elizabeth have no records of ever making phone calls. With this information, you can quickly identify unused phones and potentially recover license costs, saving your organization money. Now let's switch perspectives. I've logged out of my admin account, and now I'm going to log in as one of my managers, Tom Spruce. Once it redirects, you'll notice that we have skipped the admin dashboard since Tom doesn't have access to that. And instead, we see all the call reports that are available to Tom. This time, let's take a look at the all calls search. This report focuses on calls into and out of a single extension or number. Notice something different? We can't just type in any number we want. Since we're not an admin, we can only report on numbers that the administrator has assigned to us. This keeps access secure and controlled. I'm going to report on the main number. And the options here look familiar, similar to what we saw before. For this example, let's search for calls to our main number for this month. Here are the results. You can see all calls and how we have a direction indicator that makes it easy to tell inbound from outbound at a glance. Just like before, we have the graph at the bottom showing call activity over time. Next, let's look at the busy hours search, a fantastic tool for managing staffing and workload. This report takes calls to a specific number and breaks them into 1-hour increments. It quickly shows what time of day sees the most traffic. Since our office is open from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., I'm going to adjust the opening and closing hours to match. Choose the main number and choose today for the time frame. On the results page, you'll see a detailed breakdown: calls answered, average call duration, and average time to answer. You'll also see how many calls went to voicemail or were abandoned before being answered. If you want more detail, just click on the Details button. It takes you straight to the all calls search for that time period. At the bottom, you'll find a graph that visualizes the data, including voicemail and abandoned calls. This makes it easy to spot patterns and plan resources effectively. We can adjust the graph by adding and removing elements as we like. Next up is one of our most popular features, the team search. In this example, the VoIP Detective administrator has designated Tom's account as a manager and assigned 5 numbers to his team. Some of these numbers belong to an individual user, but you can also add main numbers, shared lines, and more. Let's take a look at the calls Tom's team made this month. Here we see aggregate data along with useful averages, like average time to answer. If you want more detail, just click on the link buttons to drill down into the data. You can export the report, either the detailed data, which lists every call and phone number, or the summary data, which looks similar to what you see on the screen. Finally, let's wrap up with two specialized reports, inbound and outbound. The inbound call report focuses exclusively on incoming calls. It's perfect for tracking main numbers or inbound focused teams like customer support. The outbound report does the opposite. It shows only outgoing calls. This is ideal for sales teams or any group that primarily makes outbound calls. Webex reporting couldn't be easier. Just install the VoIP Detective virtual machine in your environment, let it gather Webex calling data, and you'll be pulling reports across your organization in no time. If you have any questions, we're here to help. Just use the Contact Us form on our website. And if you've never tried VoIP Detective, download it today for free using the links in this video's description. Finally, stay connected. Follow us on LinkedIn or your favorite social platform. We share tips and updates daily, and we'd love to have you join the conversation.